And now I would like to bring up Amy's mom, Harriet.
That's great. Thank you all for all the wonderful, loving things that you've shared with everybody. And I'll always hold them close to my heart. But I want you all to know one thing. We lived in a clapboard house, not a stone house. I'm Harriet Bernard, and I have the pleasure and honor of being Amy's mom. Now, who was Amy Bernard Herman? Amy was my firstborn, and a joy as soon as she uttered her first cry. After that, it was smiles and laughs all her life. Then her two brothers, Dan and Steve, came along with sibling rivalry. That was fun and a part of growing up. But she was always their big sister, and they loved her. Amy was born in Lewiston, Maine, and she left as soon as she could. Most of us do. She never was a small-town girl. College in Rhode Island, and off to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where she worked at the $1 Million Cowboy Bar. And what was great about working there was there were silver dollars, if you've never been there, embedded in the bar, so that you made a lot of money if they weren't good tippers. I don't know what happened with the Canadians, but if you weren't a good tipper and they gave you your change, it blended in with the silver dollars, and the customers never saw it. I had a wonderful week out in Jackson Hole with Amy, climbing the mountains and dancing with real cowboys. Amy loved the mountains, especially when it snowed, as she loved skiing. All my kids started skiing in Maine when they were like 7 years old, and she always loved it. Then they moved to Los Angeles and a job at the Ice House, where Amy met Jeff. That meeting led to a wonderful, loving 24 years of a joyous marriage. Hard work and dedication brought Amy to a managerial position. Amy loved her job, the staff, her incredible employer, Bob Fisher, who was also an exceptional human being as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure you all feel the same about him. Back in the 80s, and this was touched on when we were all introduced, I was an undercover wear agent in Maine, which was home lingerie parties and nothing but lingerie. And I recruited Amy as an agent out here in LA. She loved it and had lots of fun. She went on all the trips I earned, and that's where she got her love of travel. All these trips were earned, and they were free. And we went to Paris, Hawaii, Switzerland, Hong Kong, London, Rio, Bangkok, Greece, and Italy. And after all that traveling, she decided that this is where she'd like to do. So stand-up travel was born, and Amy became your travel agent. Amy enjoyed planning your trips and recommending special places and things to do from her own experiences, and she did it with a great deal of love, and that's been shared by all of you. After all, being in show business, your plans could change. You could miss a flight, and Amy would always pick up the pieces. She got you where you had to be, no matter what. And she shared many of those stories with me. And some of you out there, you may not be here, were difficult. Those were funny stories. They really were. So let's always remember my special love, my daughter Amy, in our hearts and minds forever. Thank you all for coming to this very special celebration of life and tribute to Amy Bernard Herman. Thank you. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Harriet, when a performer does really well here at any comedy club, any venue, they get a standing ovation. And you did a fantastic job as a mother. Give Harriet another big hand. Fantastic mother.